Hello everybody, today we're gonna fix this hotpoint range oven. It has electronic ignition and the problem we have is with the thermostat. I'm gonna show you how to troubleshoot step by step. So right now we are trying to turn the oven on. We just turn it on, so we are calling for heat. And usually when you do that, the electronic ignition, the igniter right here, it should get red hot within a few seconds, and it could last maybe 20 to 40 seconds or 20 seconds to a minute, but it did not get hot. So we're going to troubleshoot step by step. So the first thing we're doing right now, we're going to remove everything that is in our way. So we remove the racks, and now we're going to remove this lower cover, and some have a thumb screw just like this, but this one you need a flat screwdriver. You're going to lift it up and you're going to remove. Now if you see in the back, the wires for the electronic ignition, the wires for the igniter are behind that metal cover. So we're going to remove 4 of the 1/4-inch screws to uncover the wires. And remember, since this is an oven, the wires have to be protected. Some wires have ceramic wire nuts to protect the wires, because if you use the plastic one, they will melt. So that's why this cover is protecting that, and the wires are inside that square box. So we're gonna pull the wires out, and we're gonna test them. So this is the igniter, so we're gonna unplug it and we're gonna test to see if on the blue wires we're getting 120 volts. If you're getting 120 volts, then we replace the igniter. Is the first thing, it's 9 out of 10 the fault is from the igniter, but this time we are not having 120 volts going to the igniter, so we have to troubleshoot further. So for that we have to troubleshoot the control for the oven, and that's usually behind the control, behind the knob. So we're gonna remove, we just remove this top part. Sometimes you have to undo a nut behind the range to remove that. So we have a few screws here. We have like 6 or 8 screws just covering our control. So for that we're gonna unplug our oven, because we're gonna test differently. First we're gonna expose our control, and we're gonna see what's going on. So we're gonna remove, depending on your oven, it might have a few less or more screws. So we just remove 2 on top, 3 at the bottom, and another 2, and we remove the knobs. And behind the knobs, I'm gonna show you in a minute, we have more screws. So in this case, there are 2 screws on 2 of the knobs. So if you see, this first knob has 2 screws, and then the 4th has 2 screws. Some other models, they have screws on every one of the burners. So now we remove the cover, and then we can see our control. Right here, this is the control for the oven, and the control has a long cable, a long wire that is the thermostat. That's how it's gonna sense the temperature of the oven, and it's gonna turn it on or off. So now I remove 2 screws for this control, and this is the control. As you could see, there's a red and a yellow wire, and power comes through that. So when you turn, there's power on the red wire, so when you turn it on, it would pass the power, the electricity to the yellow wire. So we're gonna test to see if we have power or not. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna bypass the control. If you could see there, I jumped the yellow and the red wire. We're gonna take the thermostat out of the equation, so the electricity is passing right through it and we have power. So that means that the igniter is fine and the control is faulty because electricity is not passing. So now we're gonna test continuity. So this is just to tell you how it works. You have to hear a beeping sound, and when we touch this, right now the thermostat is off, so you are not gonna hear anything. But now when I turn it on, you should hear some beeping here, and nothing is happening. So that means that this control is bad. One, because no power passes through it, and then the second test is continuity. So see this one here, you can hear the beeping because it's the ohms or the continuity is from one side to the other, so that's working. So now we're gonna remove the old control, and this is the sensor. This is since the heat, since there's heat here, this thermostat, this wire looking like here, the head, it senses the temperature and it sends the signal through the wire all the way to the control. I'm gonna show you in a minute. So I removed two of these clips that holds it to the back, and now we're gonna push it through the hole to remove it, because this is the old one and we're gonna replace it. So if you see here, now I'm pulling it and I'm bringing the whole wire here, and this is the bulb, this is the head, that's what senses. So now this is not good. We're gonna install the new one, and this is the new one. So we're gonna do the same, everything we did, but backwards. So we're gonna install the two wires, the yellow on the left and the red on the right, and we're gonna put the two screws we removed. And now you're gonna fit it through the same hole you removed the old one, and you're gonna pull it, and then you're gonna clip it to the back, just like the other one was. Okay, so now after we do that, we install this clip. Now we're gonna install the other clip, and then we're gonna start putting everything back together. We're gonna do exactly everything but backwards. So we're installing all the screws we removed, the 4 screws that we removed from the handles, and then the lower and the upper screws. So make sure you keep your screws organized, otherwise, because there's like 4 different types of screws. So make notes, put them in bunches, in groups, so you know what goes where. So now we're putting our knobs back, and we're putting everything back. Remember, this box is protecting the wires, and then we put the racks and then all the covers, and then we're gonna test. After you put everything back, we're gonna test. So for the testing, we have to plug the wrench back to the electricity, and we're gonna call for heat, or we're gonna call for burners, for flames. Okay, so I'm just finishing putting everything back together, and then we're gonna plug our wrench, and then we're gonna call for heat, and hopefully everything works. So there you go. We're calling for heat, and we have flames. Remember, it takes 20 to 1 minute, so don't get antsy. You have to wait. So that's it. It was a total success. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, and if you can, subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time.